Hey everyone, thanks for checking out this video. Kane and I have a big announcement to make today. As some of you might know, I'm Mike Aloisi. I wrote Kane's biography, Unmasked, and 10 years ago this year, the biography came out. So this year we decided to do something special. And Kane, do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, the book was very well received by horror fans and people that weren't necessarily horror fans. So I felt, as you know, Mike, I wasn't sure if I should divulge some of the stuff that I did,
Mhm.
but without fail, that's the stuff that means the most to people very often. So I was very happy with the book and got a lot of good response. And you hit me with the idea a while ago that we should do an anniversary edition, re-release or whatever you want to call it, but it sounded like a really good idea because so much has happened in my career in the last 10 years. Just having those stories would be fun to talk about. But then there's so much new stuff. Anybody that's read the book knows that the day I got burned was a huge um, turning point in my life. Almost died as a result, and um, I was only with one person when it happened, and that person has never told her side of the story. And I've always wanted to hear it myself. And now that so many people know my story, I think it would be amazing for the the public to hear her side of the story as well. I really don't know what will be revealed. She is the only person in the world that witnessed me almost burning to death. So I would, and she's the one that took me toward the hospital until the ambulance came and all that. So it would be invaluable to hear her side. So I'm very excited that Mike finally convinced Marilyn to tell her side.
Yeah,
And
it's exciting too because we tried to get her for the book, and we just couldn't get in touch with her. Derek tried for the documentary, and we couldn't. And so now, what is it? 40? How many years ago now?
yeah, 44.
Yeah, so 44 years later, we finally get to hear her story, and and you get to have some closure with this, which is really kind of a powerful and exciting.
Great for me. And then maybe, I hope, helpful for her, maybe to finally talk about it. I don't know how traumatic that must have been. I can't imagine it wasn't, but I also wonder if, I was so calm after I got myself put out and knew I had to go to the hospital. I just, at least this is how I remember it. Maybe she'll remember it differently. That's why I'm so fascinated to hear her side of it. To, maybe it just didn't seem that bad. I don't know. I'm not sure. I could only always assume that she didn't want to talk about it because it was too traumatic,
Yeah,
but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
yeah, and I'm excited that we get to include that in this edition. Yeah,
Oh, that's huge for me.
yeah,
Whether it's big for other people, it's the best thing that could happen, in my opinion.
yeah. It's kind of coming full circle to finally kind of, I don't want to say close that chapter in your life, but to have that missing piece, brought back and stuff for you.
And then, you and I both, Mike, have stories that people have told us after reading the book.
Lots of stories, yeah.
So mostly positive things that have happened that may have, in some cases, help somebody else through something difficult. Even if it's nothing like getting burned, it's another difficult situation, and uh, it may have helped them triumph through their struggle. And there are so many fun stories that we're going to talk about in this new edition also, um, regarding that.
Yeah, I mean, for me, when I wanted to write your biography, it was just about, you know, being a huge fan and horror fan and wanting to tell your story. I never in my life had any clue or concept that the book would actually affect people in the way it did or change their lives. I mean, it's been 10 years, and I don't think a single month in those 10 years have gone by where I haven't gotten either an email or a letter or someone came up at a convention, and literally thanked me for telling your story. And people tell me that, you know, they've never read that much before, and they read the book 5 times, and it's their book that they use that helps them get through things. I mean, the stories have been insane, and as a writer, it's nothing I ever set out to do. And so to hear these things and to hear that, you know, something that we created but that your story helped people is just, it's mind-blowing. And what we're going to do in the book is actually put stories directly from fans, their words, right into the book about you know, how they helped them or how the book helped them. I was reading one the other day about a young girl who came to a convention who had severe anxiety and a bunch of issues, and she straight out says that she knows she wouldn't be here if it wasn't for your book and for talking to you, because it literally changed her life and let her be here. And we have a lot of that stuff that we're going to put in, and that's really kind of, you know, that's why we're kind of doing the anniversary thing, is to kind of just say, hey, you know, we know this book meant a lot to a lot of you guys, and we want to, you know, share those stories and kind of tell them that we appreciate you and stuff.
Right. And it's just been uh, something that I never expected either. I was just telling my story, even wondering if I should talk about everything that I did talk about. But somehow, in talking to you, Mike, it was easier to talk about stuff that I wouldn't really have talked about before. And boy, if that isn't the stuff that resonates the most with people, you know, the career stuff, yeah, that's fine, that's interesting, but the personal stuff has been far more uh, powerful than I ever expected.
Yeah, and that's the funny thing, is that there's not a single person who's come up and said, hey, I loved that movie and how we talked about that movie in the book. Every single person who talks about the book, who comes up to you or me or sends emails, it's about the bullying in the book, it's about the burn, it's about all that kind of stuff. And that's, you know, being able to just relate to, you know, be able to relate to you and stuff is just, you know, what resonates.
Yeah, I never would have expected something like that, because I don't look at myself as being any kind of role model or anything. I just told my story, and if it helped people through things, then I'm really grateful.
Mhm. Yeah, so I'm excited that we get to, you know, put their stories into the book. We're also going to put a whole bunch of fan photos in the book, showing fans with you, fan artwork, stuff like that. So to me, you know, growing up as a diehard horror fan, I mean, I literally had, you know, your action figures in my dorm room, and I bring a girlfriend over and they look and they go, oh, creepy figures, you know. So to grow
Creepy?
up being
What do you mean creepy?
well, no, they said, oh, what a cute man.
Yeah,
But,
sure. What a
you know,
handsome fella that guy is with the hockey mask there.
exactly. But growing up being a massive horror fan, you know, I wanted to do this special edition to thank the fans and to say, look, you know, we're making something for you guys. We're putting your pictures in there. We're putting your names in there. We're gonna do a special list of, you know, the victim list. We're gonna put people's names in the book. You know, we're gonna put pictures in there. We're gonna put their stories in there and kind of just really thank them for, you know, for supporting the book, for supporting you, and, you know, always showing up in crazy lines to come meet you and to talk to you, everything. all the time, and just kind of, something that's really made just for fans and stuff. And that's why I want to do it.
Right. And tell the people about what the book is going to be like physically, the actual book.
So it's going to be a 6x9 hardcover. We're looking at different materials right now, what we're going to pick. I'm looking for something like a leathery black. I'm going to share my screen right here. Here's the cover. There we go. So this is the cover right here. And I'm looking for like a leathery black cover. And then the kill is going to be in foil stamping. So it's going to be like a shiny foil.
You remind people that that was the original title that we thought we were going to call the book, first of all.
Yeah, actually, most people don't know that. It was, we set the title as Kill. We even have, there's actually pictures of me and you standing in front of the book cover with the word Kill on it. And we got a ton of flack from bookstores saying that they wouldn't carry it with that title. And so we kind of panicked and changed it. I love Unmasked, though. I think Unmasked is a great title.
I do too.
But for me and Kane, it's really cool to kind of go back and be able to use the original title for this. But the physical book, it's going to have like a black leathery feel, the foil stamping. It's going to have a signature page inside of it. It's going to be hand numbered, so it'll say one of whatever the number is going to be. Kane will sign it in his beautiful signature on the signature page, and then it's going to have all the
that I have.
His hand will be tired after signing all of that. But yeah, so it's going to be a pretty book. Our hope is to have it to make it something that you want to put on display, especially if you get your name in the book or a photo. It's something that you can put on the coffee table or put on the shelf, and when people come over, be like, hey, Kane Hodder, look at that, and kind of show them the stuff. And because I don't know, you can see all my stuff behind me. I'm that kind of geeky guy who have memorabilia everywhere that I want to show people when they come to the house and stuff. So we want to make it something that you guys can really display and see.
And then something that I've been working on is, I was selling my house in LA, and I've been there 25 years. So I was going through stuff that, I wouldn't say I'm a hoarder, but boy, I had shit stashed everywhere, and came across my diary that I wrote every single day on the shooting of Jason X. And I think, are you going to print it as is, Mike, or?
Yeah, it's going to be, there's going to be a full photo of your diary, and then we're going to put little arrows and a little kind of expand on it, because a lot of the diary stuff that you have is like kind of your own little memories and little notes, and so have little things, to kind of expand upon it.
And what I've been trying to do is locate my same diary that I did for Jason Takes Manhattan. I have not been able to locate that yet, but I'm hoping to do so by the time the book goes to the printer. And it's just some stuff. When I look through the diary of Jason X, it reminds me of stories that I haven't thought of for a long, long time. So I'm glad I did it. And hopefully I'll find the other one.
Yeah, and I hope so. I hope we'll get in there. But to me, as a fan, reading all the Friday 13th, behind the scenes books and stuff, this is stuff that no one's actually ever seen. So it's really cool to have that, in there. It's your actual personal stuff, what you experienced and wrote down when you came back each night and stuff. So the nerd in me is like, ooh, getting excited for that kind of stuff.
I mean, I would love that. If I was a fan of somebody's and I was reading their personal diary, I would be fascinated. So I figure, some people will enjoy that.
Yep. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty fun. And then what else are we gonna throw in there? There's it's gonna be some new photos, from you from different movies and different things you've done over the years. That we're gonna have a new photo section. We're also gonna put the Killer and I in there, because that's kind of Kane and I's bonding kind of stuff. The original Killer and I book, which we end up turning into our little web series that we did.
And when I watched some of that stuff, I realized I was kind of an asshole to you.
No,
Quite a bit. I didn't think so at the time, but
such a sweetheart to me. I still have body parts that hurt, and emotional damage is just horrible. But so that will be in the book. With we're gonna have a new forward to Unmasked, a new forward to that, and a whole bunch of new chapters. And at the same time, we're actually going to release, which I don't think Kane has seen the cover. We're going to release the sequel to The Killer and I, which is The Killer and I on the Road to Hell. About the.
Where are you? Oh, you're on the windshield.
I'm on the window, yes, on the windshield with the blood.
Right where you belong.
Yes, the blood dripping down.
I don't look real friendly in that, though.
No, I don't know why. Yeah, it's kind of weird to me. Usually, you're so chipper and nice to me.
I really am. Just misunderstood is all.
That I'm excited about that because that's something I started writing when we were on a book tour. Because for those of you who don't know, Kane and I did like 5 countries, like 30 cities for almost 6 months touring around, and a lot of it's documented in the show. But we got to do crazy stuff from shooting machine guns to hand feeding lions and tigers, which was awesome because that was the only time I've ever seen Kane a little bit nervous.
Oh, bullshit. I wasn't nervous.
10-foot line. Oh, come on. That 10-foot lion above you trying to eat, and you're like, oh. But,
I don't think it was quite like that. But anyway, yes.
But there's crazy stuff that we did over the years. And, what I think is hysterical stories, like when we're in Germany, and I'm laying in bed in the morning thinking I'm safe and protected from you from once. And all of a sudden, Kane, you're like, I don't even remember this one.
What?
Kane actually climbed out his window. We're up like on the 7th floor, climbed over his balcony, and they weren't attached. He climbed over his balcony onto mine. I just happened to have the door open, and I'm laying in bed naked in the morning, and he jumps through the curtain and scares like that. I have about 5 years less life because of that. Because when you're locked in your own bedroom in a hotel, you don't expect something to come through the window on the 7th floor. So there's stories like that in the book.
But you have to remember that when I went on my balcony and looked over and saw that your door was open, or window, whatever it was, that was like, oh my God, I can't pass this up. So that's why
I thought that would come up in my mind.
And then we always have kind of like bets with certain things. And while we were in Germany, we had a bowling bet.
It was Kegel,
kind of
whatever that kind of bowling they call it.
Yeah. And whoever lost had to eat calf's liver with apple cream. That sounds fucking disgusting already. And it was such a gratifying win because fucking Mike got so cocky.
I did. I was crushing you for a while.
You were way ahead. Anyway, we're going off on a tangent here.
But yeah, basically the point is that book covers all of those, the tour we did and all the different kind of crazy stuff that we did over the years after the book came out and stuff, because we've had quite a few adventures together doing all kinds of fun stuff. So yep.
I'm very excited for the new edition to come out, though, because I try to picture myself as someone who enjoys watching my work, and I would just love to hear some more personal, current, behind the scenes stories and stuff.
Yep. Yeah, and it's, I'm excited because it's going to be, a limited edition, collector's thing, which we don't do that often and stuff. So it's going to be kind of cool to do. And so Kane's going to come out, which is kind of cool. He's actually going to sign most of these on Halloween weekend. He's going to sign all the books, and then they'll be shipped out in the couple weeks after that. But I think that kind of adds to the mystique of the book of having Kane sign them on Halloween weekend. So
yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Yeah. So it's going to be something exciting. It's going to be something for the fans, and that's why we wanted to kind of announce it together and make a video about it.
And I hope everybody will, I guess, order the book. That's the best way to put it. Because, those of you that I think should order the book and you don't, well, you know what's going to happen there. I'll climb in your fucking window and come through the curtains
Yeah,
when you're naked.
exactly. And the ironic part is the first 500 who order it will have their name in the book as victims, even though they'll be the ones that get to live. So that's the ironic thing.
I don't know if ironic is the correct definition.
All right, correct. He always corrects the grammar on
Yeah.
the writer, which
You should put on the outtakes from the beginning of this.
I will. I'll play it afterward. It's Kane correcting me like he always does. Yeah.
I'm only trying to help you. That's all.
One day I'll know. I'll remember these things. Yeah. So that is what we're doing, everybody. Now that we're back into Kane's Facebook and stuff, we'll be more active on social media. We'll try to have Kane do a live event at some point where you can ask him anything, and we'll try to keep you updated on any appearances and different things we do.
And thank you once again, all you people out there that have supported my stuff. And I do, in fact, appreciate it more than you'll ever know. So thank you.
All right. Thanks, guys. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining Kane and I. We have a big announcement today to make. As some of you guys,
Kane and me.
Kane and me.
It sounds wrong, but it is right, because if you drop the Kane, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for joining.
Thanks for joining Kane and me, even though it doesn't sound right. That's the correct way.
I should include this as the grammar lesson that Kane.
Good.
Kane teaches the writer the grammar lesson.
Keep both of these for the outtakes.
Oh boy. Hey everyone, thanks for joining Kane and I to. God damn
It's going to take a while.